Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast on a rainy Sunday here in the Chicagoland area. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And yes, we are, now that I threw myself off, we are sponsored by Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. It is Memorial Day weekend, which should mean barbecues, but Mother Nature is saying nay so far.
Yeah, it's not great out. It is gross. If you see me looking to my left, it's me seeing if water is seeping into my basement. So if someone wants to come and fix my seepage issues for free, hit me up. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Or we'll do a little trade for some ads. See? We can make things happen. We can do that. That'd be exciting. But so far, so good. I went and swept out my, I have the well door.
Yeah.
And the little drain there always fills up with grass and debris. And today it was a bunch of dead cicadas. So got to sweep that up. That was nice. Anyway, other than that, it's been pretty nice, except for today. So we got some stuff to talk about. Before we do, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. That is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We've got the I'm Fat Podcast fans page on Facebook, which is great. A lot of fun. Lots of good stuff on there. We go there for content often. We've got our merch shop, I'mFatMerch.com. I am not wearing I'm Fat merch, but I'm wearing merch from TeePublic. It's my White Hen Pantry shirt.
Nice.
My friends call me White Hen because anytime there's a party and something is needed, I run out.
Nice.
Because I like the little social break. I can take a deep breath, go take a 10-minute ride to 7-Eleven or whatever, because White Hen's gone, and, regroup. So White Hen is my nickname, so I got a White Hen shirt for my birthday. So patreon.com/I'mFatPodcast. And do us a favor, May is ending. It's your last chance to send us your 5-star reviews for our Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Take a screenshot of that review, email it to us, I'mFatPod@gmail.com. If you do, you'll be entered to win the shirt of your choice from I'mFatMerch.com. So make sure you do that. It helps us out big time. And check out the YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. And do us a favor, make sure you are subscribed to that page. And as you watch the videos or see the videos come through, hit that like button, that thumbs up button for us. We would appreciate that. So you can see I'm a little bit drier. I still have a little bit of rain on my shoulders. Maybe you can see. And this is where we'll start, Rick. Hope went to, earlier this week, she went to Wendy's and tried their new breakfast burrito.
Okay.
And raved about it. And she had one of those days where she had to go to a doctor's appointment. So she had to be pretty far by 6:15 in the morning. So she didn't have time to eat breakfast. So she was just starving when she ate it. And she said, I don't know if I was just that hungry or if it was that good. So we tried it again today for breakfast. The reason I'm wet is because went to Wendy's, went to the drive-thru, placed my order. They said, go ahead and pull up and we'll bring it right out to you. 15 minutes pass.
Oh.
So I had to get out of my car in a torrential downpour and be like, is my food coming? And they're like, well, where the two workers are talking about it. She's like, I thought he ordered 2. I made 2. They're right there. She's like, no, it's 3. So this whole time they've been waiting on a third one. So they remade them pretty quickly. Okay. Gave me fresh ones, fresh fries. And I got to say, these breakfast burritos at Wendy's are damn good. They've got those seasoned potatoes in them. A nice fried egg, not runny at all, but it's a fried egg. It's not like a scrambled egg. Sure. So you get the egg white, the egg yolk, and then the meat of your choice and cheese. It's very simple. You also got little packets of Cholula with it.
Oh, nice.
And they were really, really good. I've been raving about Wendy's breakfast for a long time. And this might be up there with the best items they have. A lot of the sandwiches are great. So I'm not going to say they're better, but if you're looking for a little bit of a change of pace, you don't want a biscuit first thing in the morning or a croissant, which I get. The breakfast burrito is good, handled itself, it wasn't falling apart or anything like that. And it wasn't like a tiny little McDonald's breakfast burrito. And I like those, don't get me wrong, but this was a sizable, I had one and I was full. So it was good. I think the entree was $5.65 or something, and I felt like that was a pretty decent value.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
I still haven't with Wendy's breakfast.
You're not a breakfast guy, though.
I know. I'm not a breakfast guy, and now I don't have a Wendy's right here.
Okay.
Like I did before. So it's...
Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's. It's a little tough. But, but that's... I feel like it's still underrated. Like, people still do the McDonald's breakfast thing, but I'm telling you, like this... There's no way you describe it the way you do, and it's not better than McDonald's.
It is better than McDonald's. There's no doubt about it. I think, though, like with McDonald's breakfast, it's become a habit for people. And here I'm pulling up on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast, there's the burrito. And I know they always like spruce these things up for the ads, but that's what it looks like.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. So here's what they say. What's inside the burrito? 2 fresh cracked eggs, 6 strips of oven-baked applewood smoked bacon, the same amount of bacon found in the Baconator, but there's more. The breakfast burrito also features seasoned breakfast potatoes nestled alongside slices of American cheese, all topped with cheese sauce. All these ingredients are wrapped in a tortilla and served with 2 Cholula original hot sauce packets. They also have sausage. So, I don't know, 6 pieces of bacon is a lot. Don't get me wrong. It certainly is. But I will also say the sausage in there was like probably a bigger, like the circular slice of like the Bob Evans sausage. And they probably cut it in half and then laid it like boom, boom, like half moons throughout. And it felt like a lot of sausage too. So they don't skimp on the meat. Like I said, the value, like I think it was like $5.65 or $5.75, something like that. Worth it. And get those seasoned potatoes. They're like the wedges of B-dubs. They're very good. So
you're saying they have the meats.
They do have the meats, yes. They're not skimping on anything there. And your McDonald's thought is interesting, though, because I think a lot of times, like, I think what keeps McDonald's in business is their convenience.
Yes.
And I will say, like, even when their drive-through line is long, I get through it pretty quickly. Like, they've got that down. So I think people feel like, I need something quick. I need something cheap. I'm going to go to McDonald's.
I guess I've never been that way.
Yeah.
And I think part of it's because I've always growing up, I had a Wendy's right down the street. So like it was walking distance if I really wanted to. So I grew up as a Wendy's person, and there was a McDonald's, but it wasn't the most convenient in the world. Like, I don't know the last time I went to a McDonald's drive-through just for me. It's been literal months.
It's been less often for me too. Like, I used to be probably, and this is part of it probably too, is when I was working nights when the Hawks were in season, it was like the only thing open. So if I was hungry at night, it was kind of my only choice. But I don't remember the last time I went to McDonald's. I mean, it's been within the last week or two.
Oh, okay.
But usually it's several times a week, which is probably why I'm out eating Ozempic. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fallen off for me a little bit too. I've been trying to make the choice of like we talked about, it was either last week or the week before, where the value isn't there anymore with fast food.
Right.
It's like we went to, we'll get to this a little bit later. We went to Jimmy John's yesterday. The 3 of us had combos. Yeah. It was $43. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Like, I know I'm feeding 3 people. We all get full sandwiches, chips, and a drink.
Sure.
But like, damn.
Yeah, that like when you think of the margins of where fast food is and like restaurant food is. By the way, this perspective is hilarious. I
like it. You're voguing. You look like Madonna.
My hands look gigantic, which they are big, and my head looks tiny. Which is probably not the case. But like that, just that band between where fast food is price-wise and like low-end restaurant food is not far enough apart. Yeah. So it's like, why would, unless it's just a pure convenience play, why would I not go to somewhere where I can just order ahead and pick it up and have better quality food? Like, it's really, or like fast casual place. Like, it's not any, like a drive-through place is not any cheaper than like a fast casual place. Right. So why would I just not choose the fast casual place every single time?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, the Wendy's thing is a good value, but typically, unless you're doing like a chicken McNuggets or something like that, you're not going to save a lot of money.
No.
And even like the fast casual stuff isn't super cheap anymore either.
No,
I don't know
it's
if you've seen
not.
like Chipotle's been in the news kind of negatively. They said like if someone is
Who'd have thunk?
if someone's filming while you're making their order, like make sure you fill it up more. And I saw something somewhere about like, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I allegedly heard that like their CEO is like, hey, with inflation, this is a good excuse for, it's like a good chance for us to raise prices, even though we don't have to. People will probably accept it more. And it's just, these places are going to learn. And I think we're starting to see a bit of the comeback down, right?
Yeah.
Our buddy Rush Schneider sent us something about this, actually. Let me see if I can find it. But like, they're starting to realize like people just aren't going to pay for that crap anymore.
Right. At that point, if they're going to, like I said, if they're going to pay for it, they're going to pay for better quality then.
Right.
Like you're not going to do, like if I can go to an authentic Mexican food place and get food very similarly priced, I'm going to do that every time over, well, especially Chipotle, but also Qdoba.
Yeah. Whatever. Here's what Russ sent me. And this is from the Taco Bell community on Reddit where, you know, Russ is our guy. We know he's there frequently. Right. So from the end of 2019, a medium French fry at McDonald's was $1.79. Now it is $4.79.
That's insane.
I'm trying to look at the biggest increases per place. A McChicken at the end of 2019 was $1.29. It is $3.89 now. A Big Mac is $7.49.
Really?
Here's Taco Bell. The biggest price increase was 118% increase. The beefy 5-layer burrito was $169 and is now $369.
Oh my God.
Chick-fil-A, a 8-piece Chick-fil-A nugget used to be $3.05. It is $5.99 now. So that's a 96% increase. That's
insane too, because their nuggets are tiny.
They're tiny. Yep. And I know they can say like, oh, you know, supply chain, supply and demand. It's really easy to say that and no one's going to question it, right?
Right.
And I'm sure profits are great, right? I'm sure the profit margins are great.
Sure.
Yep. And here's what Russ sent as a follow-up. McDonald's profit climbs 63% as consumers absorb higher prices. That's from Market Watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, look, if you have the time and you live in the Chicagoland area, you don't have to live in Chicago proper to find decent family-owned stuff to go support and pay for. And like maybe it's an extra $1 or $2, but you're not eating microplastics and mass-produced stuff that's been on a lamp for 3 hours.
Exactly. And even on like a more basic level, if the price is basically the same, but I can get food from a small business versus a big old corporation, I would rather go to the small business.
Of course.
So,
you
know, just...
I'm just saying, like, if you're one of those people, it's like, boy, I'd love to support smaller businesses, but I don't have the budget for it. I have to eat cheap. I have to eat fast. Like, I get that. But, like, reevaluate it. Like, really see if it's actually cheaper. So if you were to go into McDonald's and get a Big Mac meal, maybe it's like $9. Or if you walk into a mom and pop taco shop and get a burrito for lunch.
That's actually going to be the name of mine.
Mom and pop taco shop?
Taco shop.
Yeah. It'll be, what, a burrito meal at one of those places be like $10, $11. You'll probably get chips and salsa when you sit down.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I don't think the value in fast food isn't there anymore.
Right.
And they just count on you not realizing it. Mm-hmm. You know what's not fast food, Rick? Fredo's Culinary Kitchen.
Oh, that's a fact.
If you're talking about small businesses that you want to support that are not going to gouge you on price and are going to, the only thing they're going to give you is a ton of quality, a ton of great food, stuff that's going to blow your mind, something you've never had before, not the same crap over and over and over again. You got the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, those massive mozzarella sticks. They've got great, even if it's not our burger, all the burgers in the menu are great. They've got an RC machine. Is there anything more you need to know?
Right.
Once the RC machine reveals itself, hey, look at this. I have an RC machine. You know you're in a good spot. So go check out Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Fredo'sPizza.com. If you place an online order, you'll save 10%. So there you go. There's another way to save on your order. Just use that code I'm fat. Place your order online. You're good to go. 10% off every time. And make sure anywhere like this, but especially Fredo's in Schaumburg, go support them. They support us, and they're employing good, hardworking people that are ambitious and they want to make great food for you and try new stuff. Like there's always something new on the menu at Fredo's that is just killer. They've got the Burrito burger going on right now, I think, is still this month. But there's always a rotating monthly special. Like if you've not gone to Fredo's yet, check it out. And go check out FredosBakery.com to order some baked goods for any sort of special occasions coming up, wedding anniversaries, Father's Day, whatever's coming. FredosBakery.com will guarantee satisfy whoever you're buying for. So check that out too.
Absolutely. All right. So I saw something on Twitter because honestly, this week for me, I don't know if it was work or whatever, didn't really have much room to try anything new. So in searching the interwebs, I saw something that just tickled my fancy from the account on Twitter, Midwest versus Everybody.
Yes.
And the best part is their handle is at Midwestern_OPE. OPE. And it has a picture of a hand with an upside down paper plate being pushed into the garbage. And it says, Midwest Nice is putting your paper plate upside down in the trash at the barbecue so you don't offend whoever made the stuff you didn't eat.
It's accurate. I've done it. We've all done it. We've all been there. Yes, that is accurate. I will also say when you're done eating, you can also put the napkin on top of your food.
Sure.
Strategically to cover what you didn't eat.
Yeah, and I feel like this is an important point, A, for those that don't live in the Midwest, and also B, because at least in theory, Memorial Day should be like the beginning of true like outside barbecue cookout season.
Yeah.
Even if the weather's not cooperating this weekend so far, like it's what it should be. So let's remember some of our protocols if we're gonna try and be kosher when it comes to how we're handling food that we don't want to eat.
Yeah, sometimes the pasta salad's a little dry. It's been sitting out too
Potato salad
long.
exists.
Yeah, potato salad exists, exactly. We had a little cookout at Micah and Leah's house last night and had some burgers, and she made a caprese salad that was 90% cheese. This is great.
Nice.
The cheese ball to tomato ratio was like 10-1.
Ooh.
It's like or two-pecked.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But yeah, so that's important. So whenever those things come about or someone wants to get crazy and I just wanted to try this out. Smaller portion, and do not be afraid if it's bad to not finish the smaller portion that you grab of the untested item that is being brought to a barbecue, because unless someone says, hey, can someone make X or try making X? At that point, good on you for stepping up. But if you're just going willy-nilly, this is I think of Wedding Crashers when Vince Vaughn wants to have the maple syrup conglomerate.
Yeah.
And it's just to be like, let's hold on. You want to, just throw a Hail Mary in the first quarter. Like, let's calm down a little bit. It's the beginning of barbecue season. We don't need that. Just throw the fastball. That's what we need. Is I'm mixing every sport into this metaphor.
Yeah, you really did. That was great. Do you have any lacrosse or highlight things you can throw in there?
Let's see. Maybe the F1 version would be like you want to start on a different tire compound than everybody else just
Nice.
because.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, good. Way to squeeze that in there. Good stuff. Yeah, but you're right. Again, we talk about this all the time. Barbecue mode is just give me the basics.
Yes.
Give me the it's
meat
also
on some form of bun
Yes.
or bread.
right.
Like chip, some form of potato that is salted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mac and cheese or something close to it. You don't need much more than that.
No, you don't. And people will bring salads and stuff, and
Sure.
It's like,
make themselves feel better about
okay,
themselves.
All right.
I'll do a pasta salad.
Oh, I love pasta salad.
Pasta salad's great.
It's just a vehicle for Italian dressing.
Exactly. Exactly. That is the key. Is the Italian dressing.
It's like any salad for me.
Yes.
You are a vehicle for Italian dressing. Thank you.
Yes.
And this prevents me from eating this with a spoon because I would, because I love Italian dressing.
Italian dressing is great.
It's the best.
I shed a tear for people that are like, oh, I'm getting a salad, ranch. Like, what are we doing?
I don't like
here?
any kind of creamy salad dressing is even like French,
Yeah.
which is a little tangy, savorier. I don't like the texture of that.
Right. It's not as bad, but yeah, still not preferred.
Yeah. Give me Italian every time. All right. Speaking of fast food, yesterday we took Addie and her friend to Orland Mall, and we have to like be there. We don't have to hang out with them, but like after a certain time, kids under 18 can't be alone.
Yeah.
Whatever. I get it. I actually don't get it, but fine. I'm not going to argue with it. So I'm just sitting there in Eatery Hope's doing some work, and I'm hanging out and like, hey, there's Mrs. Fields cookies right there. So go over and get my traditional M&M sugar cookie and a bottle of Diet Coke.
Oh, did you not? Do they not do the buy two get one anymore?
He did not offer it. So basically, what this guy did was, and here's the other thing too, all the cookies like that are now individually wrapped. Like they're all in their own cellophane. I don't know if it's like a safety thing or like a food handling thing.
COVID thing. Okay.
Or they're just not making them there anymore thing, which I hope isn't the case. So get my sugar cookie. He hands me, takes the cellophane wrapped sugar cookie with the tongs, puts it in the bag, hands me that, hands me a Diet Coke, rings me up. He goes, it's just going to ask you a question there before you pay.
They want you to tip.
It wants me to tip.
Come on.
I'm like, dude, you took a tongs, you put it in the bag, and you didn't even fill me a Diet Coke. You just pulled the bottle out of the fridge and handed it to me.
That's ridiculous.
It's too much, but I do it every time.
No, if it's something like that, I won't.
I can't. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I get it. I really do. But like, if it's something like that, I will not. Even if it's at a place that really normally I wouldn't, but someone goes above and beyond. For some reason, there's a need to go above and beyond, and they do, and do it well, then maybe. But like, I'm sorry. Like throwing tips on everything so you can justify lower wages for your people. Like, come on.
And that's the thing. Like, so this is where I struggle. If I don't do it, then this employee is probably underpaid. If I do it, I am encouraging the business to continue that process and saying, hey, look, you're getting a bunch of tips and you're not really doing anything to earn them. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Mrs. Fields guy. I'm sure there's a ton of crap he does that I don't know about. But in terms of our transaction, it could not have been simpler.
Right.
There was the tip thing was at Jimmy John's too. But at least at Jimmy John's, they take a sandwich, take the bread, put the ingredients on, put it down. Like there's actually like a process to doing it.
Sure.
This was like, here it is. Here's your pop. I don't know. That was weird. But I still did it, so it worked. That's
a little much. Boy, we're really soapboxy today.
I know, a little bit. Sorry.
No, but I agree, because that's ridiculous. Like, there are plenty of avenues where it makes sense to tip. That's too much. Now, I also wonder, and this is probably giving companies way too much credit, is whatever software they use, I wonder if it's more of just a standard option at this point.
Maybe. I'm sure it can be disabled, though.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And I also feel like it's awkward for the employee.
Yeah.
Because they always kind of like turn around or like, oh, it's just going to ask you something, and then you just hit the, whatever you want to do. Like,
right.
They don't want to ask, which I get. I don't know. If you work in this sort of an industry, email us with your thoughts on this. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. I want to know if companies are using this to pay you less or not give you a raise or whatever, however you want to define that. And if it's awkward for you to ask for it, and if people are doing it. Like if people are doing it, it's a good thing, right? It means the employees are getting paid, they're getting more money, They're being appreciated. That's a good thing. I always want people to get their money. But I don't know. It puts consumers in a bad spot. Like, as we've been talking about, when you're already paying more for food than you've ever paid.
Yep.
I mean, my cookie and my pop was $5. So I'm going to throw another buck on there for you. Like, all right. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Something that was not as frustrating was actually funny to see. And this was on the fan page. The Twins fan who said, "Screw you, I'm not buying any of your food.
Yes.
I'm going to just unwrap and eat a summer sausage."
Yeah, that was kind of gross.
Game. I like summer sausage. However, eating it like it's a hot dog is a little bit much, even for me.
Yeah, it was. We used to do that in college. My buddy Brad was a hunter.
Yeah.
He'd always bring back like venison sausage, and we would just like pass it around and eat it like this kid was. But he's literally just has a giant log of summer sausage, and he's just eating it like an ice cream cone.
It's ridiculous because it's like, okay, what are like, I just want to know the thought process. What are the prices of the food at the game? And, or is he like, was there a sale somewhere on summer sausage? So he had like more summer sausage than he would normally want. And also like, okay, for me, I would sooner, and it's stupid because it's basically the same thing. Cut up half of a summer sausage and put it in like a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And do it that way, as opposed to just like,
just eating it. I don't even know how you describe that. He's just like unsheathing the sausage and just eating it as it is. Like just taking bites out of the top of it.
Mm-hmm. It's like he ordered a hot dog without the bun and is eating it that way.
Yes, but it's also a very girthy hot dog.
Yes, it is.
Yes, open this up at home, cut yourself some slices, throw some crackers and cheese in your bag, and that makes perfect sense. But just doing it this way is... all I can think about is how bad this guy's breath and burps are.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like...
and how much he's going to be testing that bathroom at Target Field later.
Yeah.
Because that's happening.
I mean, good on you for bringing your own food, I guess, but be a little more discreet.
Yeah, and I just want to know the thought process that led him to summer sausage for that, because there's so many better ways to either A, package up the summer sausage, or B, choose something else that makes more sense.
Yeah, what happened in popcorn and nuts at a ball game? It doesn't have to be us, but it is Minnesota. You got to be on brand. True. It is almost a great white north, so I don't know. That's an interesting choice.
Definitely the white north.
I don't know what the weather was there either. Like, if it was hot, it was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, if it's nasty temperature-wise up there, like, ugh.
That's gross.
And just no. Just no. And then it's a race against the clock, too.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You're going to be stuck in the parking lot like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Did I send you the thing on Instagram, the toilet for your car?
Yes, you did. That's so good.
I'm like, man, I would have needed this so many times in my younger days. Mm-hmm. It was like this collapsible, I'll never find it, but it was this collapsible toilet, so it goes under your car seat, and you pull it out, and it opens up to like a bucket with a seat on it, and it comes with a bag, and like I thought it was like some kind of powder. It must be like solidify it or whatever, like freshen the smell. And then you just put it like on the seat behind your passenger seat, you sit on it, you put your feet outside your car door, bag it up, and get rid of it. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. Like, if I was a truck driver or something,
yeah,
I'd have one of those for sure.
Yeah, the whole cleanup process then's a bit rough, but
well, you're gonna start finding chucked bags of poop, like just on the roadside. So don't get community service anytime soon, because that's what you'll be finding.
True.
Like those really dark yellow bottles of Gatorade. Weird. I've never seen that flavor before.
I had to get that explained to me when I was a kid. And my dad was like, home from one of his trips because he was an over-the-road truck driver. And I want to say it was like a gallon. It was like an old like milk gallon thing. And I was like, Mom, what yellow juice is that? She's like, don't. Do not. and here's why. And then I was just like, oh, well, that's gross.
So it was like your dad's?
Yeah.
Was it in the fridge or something? Or
No, it was just like in the garage. Sometimes when we would have like extra like gallons of water or something,
Yeah.
my mom would just like store them in the garage until we needed them in the fridge. So it was like you go out the door into the garage and like one side water, other side pee gallon.
what do you do with it? Flush it?
I don't know.
What's the end game? These are the questions we need
I
answered.
never asked that question.
Yeah, you were traumatized enough.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Buddy the Elf. If you see gum on the subway wall, it's not free candy. Just leave it be.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. Hey, I am without my CX-30 this week because I'm getting the hail damage removed.
Ooh.
So I'm in a rental car.
Okay.
And this rental car has all the bells and whistles. Mm-hmm. It's like the premium rental car, and all I want is my CX-30 back. Mm. It's just this car it's too much happening. I turn on the turn signal, and this speedometer turns into a camera that shows me like the curb on my left or my right if I hit the right signal. Why do I need that? Who's going to look at that? That's danger. You're creating danger.
Yeah, I do know people that'll pop some curbs,
Sure.
but
But
that
if I'm
seems a little odd.
going full speed and I'm making a right-hand turn at a green light, I don't want to be looking at the screen on my speedometer. I want to be looking at the car in front of me.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. None of that nonsense in the CX-30. I can't wait to get it back. And when I did buy it, I got it at Mazda of Orland Park, where I also got my 2015 CX-5. That's right. We have two Mazdas. We love them both. And we will continue to buy Mazdas because A, they're great, super reliable vehicles. And B, we love the service. We love the way we're treated by the great folks at Mazda of Orland Park right there on 159th Street in Orland Park. Go to MazdaofOrlandPark.com or give me a call 708-444-3200. Ask for Eric Vates. Get yourself set up with a test drive. Try that new CX-50, CX-70s coming out. The CX-90 is the big boy if you want a lot of space. And like I said, we drive the 30 and the 5. I think the CX-5 is the most popular model. I see them everywhere I go, and boy, what a great vehicle. We've had it since 2015, like I said, and it's just a great, great car. We love it. They've both been wonderful. So can't wait to get it back. Hopefully, I brought it in Monday, so I would imagine should be getting it back soon, I hope.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, go get one of your own, or go buy me a new one at MazdaofOrlandPark.com. All right, I tried a new place this week. I had to go to Lincoln Square. I didn't have to. It was our anniversary this week, me and Hope, 16 years.
Nice.
So
Congrats.
I remember a couple weeks ago we went to Lincoln Square with Addie, to make a day of it. And we found this little store. It's like what do they call it? Like an urban, I don't know. It's like a gift shop, like a touristy place, but funny candles and, like kitschy shit. And I saw a lot of stuff in there that I liked before. So I'm like, I'm going to go there and just kind of make Hope like a gift bag of stuff she likes. And I go in there and I find some stuff and, didn't really love everything I bought. So more on that later. So when I'm done with that, I'm like, well, I want to eat around here. And what should I get? But it was kind of early. So a lot of the better restaurants right there in Lincoln Square were not open.
Okay.
But Jerry's Sandwich Shop was. And I had been there years and years ago when they had one I think it was downtown or maybe South Loop or something. I forget exactly where it was, but it's now moved to Lincoln Square. And I got the sandwich is called the Pancho V.
Okay.
It is a chicken tinga shredded in chipotle broth, avocado, lettuce, cotija cheese. It comes with mayo, but I didn't get mayo, on a brioche bun. And then I also got the mashed potatoes on the side.
Okay.
Here's the sandwich. And that looks like a lot of lettuce, but it's not. It's just the way the sandwich is.
Okay.
But that brioche bun with the sesame seeds was great. And then you could see the shredded chicken. It's almost like the kind of chicken you would get like in a taco or a burrito. Mm-hmm. Like in the way it was super juicy. And like the sandwich was a little bit messy, but it was great. It had nice fresh avocado on there. But their menu was huge. There's the mashed potatoes, which were also really, really good. They had little bits of mushroom in there, but I didn't care. That was absolutely delicious. So Jerry's is at 4739 North Lincoln Avenue. And jerrysandwiches.com is the website, but their menu is enormous. Like I honestly was like kind of somewhat overwhelmed. I'm going to share the menu here because I was like, oh my God, I kind of got to get out of here and I need to make a good decision. But like, I even considered the starters because they had like jalapeno poppers, corn dogs, pretzels, cheese curds, hummus, fried chicken poppers. Like that sounded good. And a bunch of soup, a bunch of like different mac and cheeses. So they have a mac and cheese bowl that has garlic roux with 6 cheeses, and you could add bacon, ham, corned beef, tinga, roast poblano, pickled jalapeno, grilled onion, tomato, barbecue sauce, basil, cilantro, arugula, or parsley, and like all this stuff, and then big old salads if you're into that. Burgers, which looked really good. They got a Dagwood there that's roast turkey and root beer ham.
Interesting.
Yeah, like these were all really good. So if you go up and down, I'm still going on this menu. It's like 3 pages of sandwiches and sides and stuff.
Wow.
So definitely worth going to. A cool place, really nice patio. On a nice day, you can sit outside, like right there in Lincoln Square. The scenery is wonderful, if you know what I mean. 4739 North Lincoln Avenue. It's jerrysandwiches.com. So it's, JERRYSSAND. 2 consecutive S's there, but really good. I really enjoyed it and highly recommend it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, a fat icon,
Yes.
while not necessarily being a fat himself,
Right.
has died. Morgan Spurlock of Super Size Me has died.
Yes.
Not from anything related, at least directly, to doing Super Size Me, which is probably worth pointing out. He had cancer. I don't remember what type of cancer he had, but he was 53 years old, and just interesting because like Super Size Me was like, if you told kids now how big Super Size Me was at the time,
Yeah.
they'd be like, but why? It's like, because people didn't do those types of things then. But you look at like all the dumb crap that people will do now.
Yeah.
It's interesting that maybe not the originator, but it's certainly like obviously doing that with a purpose, but also just like for the value that it brings, just in terms of check out what this guy's doing. It was fascinating, and yeah, so just it was an interesting concept that he did, and obviously everybody can relate with someone dying from cancer too young, but yeah, so just a tip of the cap to Morgan Spurlock.
Yeah, I never saw Super Size Me, and I think I didn't see it because I didn't want to. It's one of those things like I didn't want to realize.
Yep.
Like I avoided it on purpose because I'm like, well, if I find out this is going to kill me, I'm probably going to stop, and I don't want to stop.
Yes,
Which
exactly.
is great logic, sound logic for me. Good job, Jay. It's like you don't want to see how the sausage is made either, right? Like,
Right.
I'm not interested in that. I don't need to see
Right.
that.
You'd rather just unwrap it at the ballpark and just go to town.
Eat it all. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was kind of like one of the, for him and Jesus, what's the guy's name? I've been really bad with names lately. Michael Moore?
Yes.
Yeah, making like the expose style documentaries that were big like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like they were kind of side by side there. So yeah, good. Like I remember like Bowling for Columbine, and some of those were very eye-opening at the time. And I don't know, maybe you look back and say maybe that wasn't the greatest thing because it just all it now it does is like conspiracy theory is so rampant now on everything. I don't know. And at the time though, I think it sent the right message. But I don't know. Rest in peace to Morgan Spurlock. Maybe one of these days I'll check it out and see it's whatever you thought of the guy. You can't question his
dedication.
Yeah, dedication's a word for it, or just like vision. I think of like, all right, if I'm going to do this, how am I going to do it? And put it upon himself and not somebody else to take the bullet, so to speak. So yeah, I got a couple other little things here. I tried the Firecracker chips at Jimmy John's. This is like their new.
Oh yeah.
Their new thing is the Firecracker menu. So they got a Firecracker wrap, which has like a spicy wrap on it, and So I will say this, the Firecracker chips, they were spicy, but not exactly what I was expecting. They were a little bit barbecue-y, I thought.
Really?
Like somewhere between like a Flamin' Hot and not a Flamin' Hot. What do they call those? Like the Jay's hot chips. Like they're just hot. They're not like Flamin' Hot branded.
Sure.
Like that kind of chip meets barbecue. They were good. I still think next time I go to Jimmy John's, I'll probably just get with the jalapeno or the regular, just plain Jimmy chips. Because, something's happened to me with barbecue chips. I don't love them like I used to.
I still do, but I don't choose them as often.
Yeah.
I feel, I don't know if it's just, maybe it's just us getting older. You much more than me. But
we're aging at the same rate, pal.
I know. Yes.
I just have a head start.
Yes, you do. But yeah, I still love barbecue chips, but I find myself choosing like traditional chips more often now. But man, when I have a taste for barbecue chips, they really hit still.
Oh, I went to Chicago Bagel Authority this week. And I talked about those Deep River chips, which they have at Graziano.
Yes.
They have those there too, and they have like a rosemary and olive oil Deep River chip. Ooh, that was good. Okay. Just like a little bit of something different on there.
Sure.
If you see those somewhere, I think they're in a green. It was either a green or a yellow bag. But Chicago Bagel Authority, like right there on Belmont, like right under the L tracks, basically. Steamed bagels. I always get this Tanya Harding Club, which is like bacon, turkey, ham, and cheese.
And deceit.
Yes. And they also had the s'mores Rice Krispie treats, which is the Golden Grams and the Cocoa Puffs.
So good.
Amazing.
Such a good combo.
Yes. But yeah, those Deep River chips are good. But yeah, the Jimmy chips were good. The Firecracker chips were tasty. But I don't know. Just they weren't for me. I think they will be successful, and I think overall people will like them.
Yeah, it seems like the trend is still going of hot chip equals good.
Yes.
At this point, pretty much anything hot temperature wise is still good.
I am removing my belt for a reason.
Oh no!
I got something new. Finally, I gave in. After all these years, the Fats have been trying to convince me to buy one of these Ratchet Belts.
Oh, okay. I was like, where is this going?
And I did it. So there's the bottom, like the inside of the belt. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it's like plastic. This is a nice leather belt. This is like plastic teeth, and then here's the
it looks ribbed for your pleasure.
It is. So here's the clasp, and then the belt just goes in here. And that's it. And then there's a little latch right here. You pull the latch up, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's pretty good. I think I got this one for like $35.
Okay. How is it style wise?
It's fine. It's just a brown. It's like a black brown.
Okay.
So I can kind of wear it with everything. Like, see how it's kind of like that somewhere in between black and brown? So you can wear it casual. You can wear it formal. The buckle is just very plain.
Okay.
Like that's fine. And you have like when you go, it was Mission is the brand.
Okay.
You can like pick out different textures and colors to the buckle. You can kind of customize whatever you want. They had hundreds of options, but I was on the fence about this. But I'm tired of my belts getting ruined by the little thing you push in the hole.
Yep.
It just shreds the hell out of my belts. And every year I got to buy another $50 belt.
Right.
This was $40 and I'm only a week into it, but like it's genuine leather. I just ordered the size proper to my waist. So I'm a 36 waist. So I just got a 36 and it fits perfect.
36 waist. Christ.
So I have no ass.
I know, neither do I. And I don't know the last time I wore a 36 waist.
Well, my gut is above my gut hangs over it.
Same here.
I think if you cut me in half and just like presented my legs to people, they'd be like, well, that guy's not really fat. And then my upper half, they'd be like, oh, dear God.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk Mission, specializing in tortillas and ratchet belts?
Right, exactly. Let me see. Mission Belt. I want to see the website. Yeah, it's just missionbelt.com.
Okay.
But I also I got mine from Amazon.
Okay.
So you can buy it is a Mission Belt brand from Amazon, and like I'm looking at it right now, and there are a ton of different options.
Okay.
In terms
cool.
of like buckle and belt. And like here, I'm looking at the one men's leather ratchet belt, 40 millimeter metal collection. And you could pick buckle color. Here, I'll actually pull it up. I do really recommend this. It's very cool.
Okay.
And don't use
40
Amazon if you don't want to, but like,
Yeah.
so there's silver, there's a bronze, like, so you can just customize everything you want here. If you're the kind of guy that can pull off a white belt, not me.
No.
But I might get one more of these now that
Now that you got proof of concept?
yeah, right. Like I might get a brown one or a little more formal one.
Nice.
So yeah, they're really nice. But I went through Amazon because I needed one quick because my belt is like completely crapped out on me.
Sure.
But typically I would go right, direct to the company. But good stuff. Recommend. Can recommend.
Yes. All right. I think, is it time to ask the Fats?
It's not quite time yet because we have to tell people about our friends at Nick and Ivy Brewing.
Oh, of course.
Duh. 1026
Sorry.
South State Street in beautiful downtown Lockport. You've heard us talk about them all the week. Maybe you came and saw our selection show there at Nick and Ivy. What we love about Nick and Ivy is, yeah, of course, the beer is absolutely tremendous. Some of the best craft beer you're ever going to have. But the atmosphere at the place is killer. They just dropped some new merch. So I'm going to pull that up on your screen as well. Some cool shirts and stuff for your summer to go with the launch of their new beer, the Eve Casino. And they also have got the Hubner out now with our friend Fred Hubner. So you see those new Nick and Ivy shirts, tank tops, which look really nice. Very wearable gear. And the Eve Casino beer that just dropped. So check them out on Facebook at Nick and Ivy Brewing or their website, nickivybrewing.com. And go visit them. Go try some great beer. Go hang out with some great people. Play some pinball. You got what, 3 or 4
how
pinball
about it?
machines in there? Mm-hmm. It's a great neighborhood place. What I love about them, too, is with all those great little spots in Lockport, those restaurants, just bring your food in, eat it at your pleasure. They don't restrict that in any way, shape, or form. They actually encourage it because all those businesses in Lockport are like supporting each other and the area is really thriving.
Yeah.
It's been pretty amazing. So, yeah, go check them out. Nick and Ivy Brewing in Lockport, 1026 South State Street. My mouth is so dry today. I don't know what's going on. I didn't even partake.
Yes.
All right. Now it is time, Richard. 2 weeks in a row I've called you Richard.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Is that your name?
Yes.
Okay, I won't call you that anymore.
I don't like that name.
Okay, Rick, it
Yes.
is now time to ask the Fats.
All right.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy. You want the bacon report? Sure you do. Here it is.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have rosemary, jalapeno garlic, maple pepper, French toast, applewood, ground bacon, honey chipotle, chorizo, Canadian bacon, and coming later this week, cherry Dr. Pepper and raspberry chipotle.
Yeah, buddy.
Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon and the mango habanero. Don't forget about your promo code for all your orders this summer. It's I'm Fat, IMFAT, for 10% off. We'll be announcing some dates for the farmers market in mid to late June. So keep an eye out to where and when we will be at specific markets.
Nice.
For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
He is going to clean up at farmers
yeah.
markets. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
People walking past all these vegetables and fruits and whatever, and it's like, oh my God, there's bacon at the end of this row. Honey, let's go.
And I have to tell you, when Charlie comes into our CHGO studios and cooks up the bacon on, he gets like one of those little portable griddles. Mm-hmm. Our office smells like bacon for like 3 or 4 days. It's
Nice.
marvelous. But people are going to be at the farmer's market like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's intoxicating. He is going to crush it at a farmer's market. Holy cow. Wow. Well, while we still know him and he still talks to us before he's swimming in money, visit charliethebaconguy.com. Place your order online there. It's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing which farmers markets he's going to because that's a great way to stock up. If you're not, if you live maybe not in the area for a pickup or drop off, he does ship, so you can do that too. But it's more cost effective to have the pickup or the drop off. So maybe if he's near a farmer's market, and it's a weekend, that makes a lot of sense for you too. So check that out when he announces it. But in the meantime, CharlieTheBaconGuy.com. Follow him on Instagram at CharlieTheBaconGuy. His Twitter is at CZTheBaconGuy. But that Instagram's where it's at because you get all the bacon production photos. All right, voicemail. You want to leave us one? You can. 708-858-3314.
What's up, fellas? Love the podcast. Just trying to get your thoughts on the new Taco Bell crispy chicken cantina taco. I've had it probably 20 times. Usually Taco Bell is kind of bad or just meh, but I think it's the best item they've ever done. This is Elliot, by the way. Cheers.
I kind of agree.
Really?
It might not be my favorite menu item because I still love the Mexican pizza, and when the double decker is available, I love that. But in terms of like a new thing they've made that is like a legitimately different level of food, the Cantina chicken stuff is excellent. It's really, really good. And they do. Did you ever have like the grilled cheese burrito? When they had those, where they actually they grill the cheese on the outside of the taco or burrito.
Oh, yes.
They're doing that with the Cantina too.
Nice.
This is one thing I'll say though. Why? Like it tastes good, but just I don't know. Maybe it just grills better. It just makes it messy. I feel like I got super oily hands when I do it that way.
Yes.
I'm wondering what the logic is there, but either way, it does work. The Cantina stuff is great. Highly recommended. Like. It's not like your typical Taco Bell, like we've been talking about. Like, I need something cheap and quick, you know.
I honestly wonder if that's part of the reason the Double Down at KFC didn't take off as much as you might have thought it would, because even though you have like a thin wrap, you're holding the chicken.
Yeah.
So I get the chicken is the bun, but that's something that it's like like we both fall victim to it when it comes to wings or whatever. We generally go boneless because we don't want our hands that dirty.
Yeah.
So adding oil, not great.
Yeah, I think for the Double Down, that was more of a this is too much. I can't. Yeah. Like I can't justify eating this.
Says you.
It's right? Did you ever have one?
Oh yeah.
I
when they first came out. Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to get one. I just
I could.
It's too fat. Well, that's why I have a 36 waist because I turned down the Double Down,
and I have a 46 waist.
Well, you know, something to strive for, Jay. All right, second voicemail here.
Hello, Fats. It's Jason in Oshkosh.
Hey.
And as I'm sitting here watching King and Queen of the Ring, I've been thinking about what type of pizza I'm going to order for dinner tonight. And that got me thinking, if you're looking at your pizza as a Venn graph, sorry to get all mathematical on the Pats, how much area of good pizza represents A, pizza in a box versus B, pizza in a paper bag? I'd love to hear you guys' options or choices and what you think, but I think I'm leaning to better pizza in a paper bag compared to in a box. I'd love to hear your guys' comments. Love the pod. Keep up the great work.
I tend to agree with Jason. I mean, obviously I'm biased because my favorite place, Rosangeles, is a bag place. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. There's something. It just seems like the percentages are higher for the bag places.
Right. It's also a volume thing.
Yeah.
Where there's just, what would you guess? 90-10 in terms of box to bag?
Oh, I don't know if it's that high, but I would say it's way more cost effective and efficient to bag it. Mm-hmm. Like you have to construct the box, you have to store the box. It's just bags are easier.
Sure.
I think there are some places too that will only use boxes if you order multiple so they can stack them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like, because Rosangeles does have boxes.
Okay.
It's usually when I order either like I'll get the giant, like their biggest pizza will come in a box just to accommodate it.
Yeah.
Or if I get multiples, they'll put them in a box. But usually their pizza isn't. If I get one pizza, that's like small, medium, or large, not the family size. Yeah, it's in a bag. But But yeah, I would say at least 60-40. I think that might be conservative.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I don't know. I think it's a lot more box than, and maybe it's just the areas where we're at. Around here, I have seen 0 pizzas in bags.
Oh, I thought you were saying the other thing. I thought you were saying 90-10 bag to box.
Oh, no. I'm saying box to bag.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe it's a regional thing. Because, like, I'm trying to think. I'm going down, like, all the places I grew up with. Like, Fox's was a bag. I think Palermo's was a bag. I think Baracco's was a box. I don't know.
Yeah, I think anything for me, like Pal Joey's box, Rosati's box.
Chris Ranji box.
Yeah, facts. It's just the worst. But yeah, like that's, I've had Rosangela's, so I've had it, pizza in a bag, but I think the times I've had pizza in a bag, I can count on one hand.
That's interesting. So he's from Oshkosh, so that's not really the greatest measure, but we'll put if you're listening on Spotify, there's a little poll hosting the show, and there's also a little poll in the description. I'm going to say, like, you can vote, does your favorite pizza place serve their pizzas in a bag or a box? Vote on it, and I'll give you the results next week if I remember.
Nice.
I probably won't, but I'll try.
Yeah, it's still fun.
I'll try to remember. All right.
Okay.
Ready for some emails, or one email, actually?
Let's do it.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
All right, here we go. We got a big, long email here from Aurora Joe. Rick, I'll take this for you.
Thank you.
Aurora Joe says, on the topic of cicadas, I tried cooking and eating them. I found out a few things. First, I collected them and put them in a quart Ziploc bag, which was kind of creepy. After a little reading, I decided to parboil them. So that means you throw them in water and basically boil them. After rinsing them, I picked out the weird-looking ones, gave them to the dogs, and cooked them a few different ways. I also put some in the freezer in case I ever had a brainstorm about another way to cook them. This is what I found out. First, I ate the one that was only parboiled. Not a good idea.
Okay.
Second, I put some in the air fryer. Have you ever eaten a burnt French fry that has been between your car seat for about a month? It's not good. Third, I took some and put them in a tempura batter and fried in oil. Not bad. Better if you dip them in your favorite sauce before you eat them.
Okay.
Fourth, I cooked them in a wok with spices. Put them on some rice. Pretty good. Fifth, I took from the fourth method and put them in cheese and a tortilla and made a quesadilla. They were outstanding, crunchy and cheesy. Sixth, I put some in my smoker. They were good as long as you dip them in barbecue or hot sauce. I have eaten bugs before. That part doesn't bother me. I guess it comes down to how they are cooked. So he says the woked, spiced cicadas in a quesadilla seems like that was the best thing he came up with. So,
okay. I give him credit for...
Yeah, I appreciate the research.
Yeah, going to those lengths, because that's honestly, a lot more work than I would ever do to consume a cicada.
Yeah, I'm still not interested.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely not. Especially like where I am for work, there's so many.
Yeah.
The sidewalk is a graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, Hope said she swept, like, one day she's like, I'm just going to sweep these off our sidewalk. And basically I turned around and it was already back to where it was. Like, it's not even worth it. Yeah, they're bad. I will say, though, like, I don't know if we've peaked by any means, but there's a lot. But I remember last time this happened, there were a lot more. And maybe we just haven't gotten to full bore yet.
It seems like some places have. Like, I saw Shep post something. There was a ton.
Oh, look, I could find you pictures from around here that will turn your stomach. Like bases of trees, and like there are a lot. Mm-hmm. But I've been outside for a significant amount of time during this, and I think I've had like only one or two land on me.
I had a great, I think this was this week. So I think it was Monday. I go through a few cicadas, like a fair amount on Monday, to get to my office door. and there's like a bush right next to the door. And I must have walked too close to it because it must have rustled something in there, because all of a sudden a dozen of them like pop out of there. Like, yeah. So I'm doing this, and like, I asked my boss, I'm like, is there a security camera there? Because I need to see this, because it's gotta be hilarious. And there wasn't, but hopefully, if nothing else, one of the other offices that kind of looks on that part of the park, like, they got a show out of that, because that scared the living shit out of me. Not because I'm like, oh God, cicadas, but because it was poof, a bunch of them coming up at my face all at once.
Yeah, that's a lot. That the startle factor is no good. Any kind of bug.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've just like done like a mind over matter thing, or I'm just like, I can be freaked out about this for a month, or I can just like get on with my life and consider them a slight inconvenience. I actually think it's kind of cool. It's like, what a shitty, like, you live in the ground for 17 years. You come out, you try to have sex, and then you die. That's your entire existence. And, like, I feel like 50% of these things, like, get run over, stepped on, fall out of a tree and die.
They don't know how to fly.
They're
like, there's some
dumb.
of them that are like, just like all over the place.
Yeah, they're real stupid. Like, there was one last night. We have, like the tote garbage cans, like with the two wheels. And a little bit of water had pooled on top of one, and I went out to throw some out. There was a cicada on top of it, like just fighting for its life in this puddle that was like, I'm like, buddy, I just like nudged him off. Like,
That's funny.
Try moving.
Yeah.
They're not very smart. But hey, they've got a one-track mind. So
same.
Good for them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
all right. So, sorry. Joe had more for you. This one for you. So, Rick, you mentioned you visited El Taco Grande in Batavia.
Yes.
Did anyone in your group have tacos?
I believe so.
So, what Joe is asking is, was their taco topped with cheddar cheese or Chihuahua cheese?
I don't remember offhand, but the group I'm with prefers things more authentic. So I feel like if it was cheddar, it would have been pointed out.
Yeah,
and I don't remember anything being pointed out.
Because I think what Joe is saying here is that the tacos there are topped with cheddar. And he says, I believe in my soul that the only time you have cheddar cheese in your taco is if you're at Taco Bell or making Ortega dinners at home.
I'm maybe not quite that staunchly against it, but I agree in principle. I don't remember anybody saying anything, so I think we're in the clear. So I assume if it was cheddar, something would have been said.
Yeah, that would be odd, but I would think twice about, even if it was pretty good, but they brought me tacos with cheddar, I'd be like, really? No, that's weird. That would be like cheddar upon request.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would be, because even when you go to like the store and buy that shredded, like the Mexican combo, it's still usually just cheddar, like cheddar jack, and maybe it's not Chihuahua. It doesn't melt like Chihuahua. It might be like mozzarella or something. I don't know what it is, but
either way, I just don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing cheddar on a plate. I feel like I would have remembered cheddar on a plate.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would stand out. All right, well, that's it.
All right. Follow us on all of our social media at I'mFatPod, I'mFatPod@gmail.com. Check out the Patreon, Spotify if you like, and I'mFatMerch.com to get our merch, or if you like other stuff on TeePublic, use our link and we get a kickback on that. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, like each video, and if you can, watch a little bit here and there. I made everybody in Sam's family watch Jay die from me with the extender belt. So that was fantastic to see you get as red as the definitely not bike that was in the background.
She's like, well, I gave it to her this week. She goes, that was bad. That was in there when I was in there. I'm like, yeah, several times.
Yeah, so there's video proof.
I never noticed it.
Yep.
She's smart.
Yeah, when she was in here before we started recording last week, and you're like, I'm telling you, I could leave it in her room and she wouldn't know.
It's true. She would not notice it.
That's so great. All right, and then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed. Leave the old 5-star rating and review. We've only got a couple of them for this month, so if you want that chance to be a winner, you should probably do that before the month is.
It's not hard. Just do it.
Please. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I can see how many people listen per episode. Just do it. It's very, very simple. A 5-star review, please. Damn.
Stay clear of the breakfast burritos. Too much of the chilaquiles.